Mouth football returns. Oh, did we mention no fair catches? The XFL, NBC, February.
Tonight, millions of viewers have fallen in love with Ed, a big city lawyer who came home and bought a bowling alley. Now, Ed's taking on the lawyers who fired him.
Have you been bleaching your temples?
And what is it with Ed and mailmen?
Ed's wife slept with a mailman. Wish mine would.
Sunday's newest hit, Ed, NBC tonight at 8, 7 Central.
Riot. I'm Leslie Siegel. That story's next at 6.
The NTSB examines the wreckage of that fatal Delaware plane crash. I'm Anitra Hamper. I'll have a live report coming up.
Plus, investigators want to know why a young man was shot to death overnight.
News Channel 4 at 6 is next.
Is justice for sale in Ohio? You decide. Since 1994, Justice Alice Resnick has taken more than $750,000 from personal injury lawyers. Justice Resnick ruled in favor of trial lawyers who had contributed to her campaign nearly 70% of the time. After a union leader and big contributor complained about a ruling Resnick made, Resnick became the only justice to reverse herself in the case. Alice Resnick, is justice for sale?
Live from the NBC4 studios in Columbus, this is News Channel 4 at 6.
Partying near Ohio State University gets out of hand overnight, way out of hand, and Columbus police have to pull out riot gear and wooden bullets to regain control.
An hour or two late.
Good evening, I'm John Ivanic.
And I'm Holly Hollingsworth. Thanks for joining us. 3 people were arrested, a police officer cut by broken glass, a car flipped onto its top. Take a look now at some live pictures of the aftermath of that uprising along East 13th Avenue. All of it the apparent product of a big party that just got out of hand. We have team coverage. Leslie Siegel hears what students have to say today. Trisha Gale shows us the images from last night that you have to see to believe.
Columbus police were called to East 13th Avenue about 1:30 this morning. When they arrived, they found more than a disturbance. They were smack dab in the middle of a riot. This home video shows people turning this neighborhood upside down, fires being set, and these men smashing the windows from this overturned car.
This is outrageous. It's absolutely unacceptable. These kids can't afford to have this kind of damage done to their vehicles. They're students. They don't have the money to deal with this.
Another man tries to set the vehicle on fire. One lone student steps forward and removes the burning cushions, by his actions telling others that this has gone too far.
When I was out here, I saw girls and guys throwing bottles at cops and everything, which is pretty much uncalled for.
It was kind of like chaos. It looked like it was a war zone.
In this student's video, a police helicopter circles and officers in full riot gear fire off a few rounds of harmless wooden pellets called knee knockers. If hit, we're told it feels like you've been kicked in the shins, and it worked in getting this crowd to disperse. Hours later, Ohio State hosted a welcome parents brunch who didn't think much of overnight's events.
I think it was uncalled for, Fun is fun, but that got out of hand.
And so there are actions that the university takes when students don't behave properly.
Even on campus?
Even if it's in the neighborhood of the campus, yes.
Trisha Gale, News Channel 4.
This is Leslie. I'm now reporting live from the scene where this party was earlier last night and early this morning. You can see some of the debris still out here on the lawn, though this is nothing compared to what was early here this morning.
As you can see, there's just trash everywhere.
Broken beer bottles, plastic cups, an empty canister of wooden police pellets, remnants of the early morning riots on East 13th Street.
People just get so drunk and they tear up everything, so I don't know how you can stop it, really. It's just partying way too hard.
And some students say way too destructively, leaving piles of ash on the sidewalk, glass fragments from a shattered car window on the street.
I was in shock. I was embarrassed by what my fellow students were doing.
But it's something Ohio State students have done before on East 13th. Last April, a keg party spirals out of control. More than 100 officers are called in to quiet the crowds. 3 students are arrested.
There's so many good efforts happening to try to revamp this area, and it totally gets wasted when this kind of stuff happens.
Mark Hatch is the head of Community Crime Patrol, a civilian force that helps police the campus area. We showed him home video of today's riots.
Unbelievable.
Hatch says incidents like this are frustrating. For years, his group and others, along with the university, Columbus police, and students, have tried to prevent rioting through aggressive education and enforcement. But he says nothing seems to work.
We need to sit down and try to figure out why this went wrong again and what we can do to ask the university and the city to come out and try to suggest to these people that live here and are participating in this that they simply can't do this.
That's the message OSU officials are sending today as they try to figure out who is responsible for the trashing of East 13th Avenue, a crime they say will carry a harsh punishment.
It's a privilege to be a member of Ohio State community, and if they continue to abuse that privilege, then maybe they need to attend another university.
And Columbus police say they had to use about 50% of their available officers in order to deal with the riots this morning. Now, police say what that means is that were there to be an emergency in any other part of the city, police might have a delayed reaction and not get there in time to handle that particular emergency. That's why police say this is not only a problem for people here in the campus area, but also for people who live throughout the city of Columbus. Holly?
Easy to understand. Thanks very much for that, Leslie. One student reportedly required stitches from those wooden pellets, and police say 3 officers were struck with beer bottles. 2 police cruisers were also among the cars damaged during that violence.
An 18-year-old man has been found dead inside of a 5th Street apartment. Columbus police say they found Dion Dunning inside of a bedroom in his apartment, apparently killed by a gunshot wound to the head. Officers found no sign of forced entry at the apartment and so far have no ideas for the motive for the murder. Well, the lone survivor of Friday night's small plane crash along I-71 has been upgraded to serious condition. 21-year-old Nicole Wilson of Salem is at the OSU Medical Center. Investigators are still looking at the destroyed plane. Our Anitra Hamper is live tonight in Delaware County, where the search for answers continues. Anitra?
That's right, John. Unfortunately, we won't have those answers for quite some time. However, the NTSB was out here all day examining the wreckage of this plane. They first took out the engine. It's sitting on that pallet of wood over there. They wanted to run some tests through the engine. They also tested the fuel system. Specifically, they traced the fuel lines from the right and left tanks to the firewall and into the engine. They tell me they drained 1/16 of a gallon of fuel from the left tank, 1/8 of a gallon of fuel from the right tank. They say the fuel line on the left tank was broken, but the NTSB says that break is consistent with damage from the wreck. The NTSB says that there were no pre-impact leaks to the fuel system on the right or left sides. Today, the focus was on documenting this wreckage sitting here. Tomorrow, they will be collecting other data.
Now we'll start moving on to looking at the pilot's records of the aircraft, along with maintenance records, registration, things along those lines. We'll look at radar data. We'll also listen to the ATC communication tapes. And this is just a standard process in any investigation.
Again, today they specifically documented what they saw here, the wreckage. We will not know any further answers until a preliminary report due out by Friday, and no specific cause for another 6 to 9 months. John.
All right, thank you, Anitra. We will have more on the NTSB findings coming up tonight at 11.
Streets downtown in Bexley and up in the campus area are marked with orange paint tonight, but it's not graffiti and it's not part of any construction project. The spray painted logos put on the roadways today will guide runners in next weekend's Columbus Marathon. The marathon's course markers went out today, and with templates in hand to create arrows that will guide the pack, they got busy. The course is new this year, stretching out Broad Street into Bexley and then up High Street past Ohio State University. The starting gun will sound at 9:05 next Sunday morning. Well, there is no need to cook dinner in Westerville tonight. You can order pizza and help the city's schools all at one time. A new Donato's Pizza is opening up on Maxtown Road. The owners thought up a new kind of grand opening gift. They're selling large pizzas for only $8 a piece until 7 o'clock tonight. Then all the net proceeds are going to the Westerville schools. That money will be put towards software and equipment for high school technology education classes. You still got, an hour to order those pizzas tonight. Well, pet owners want to keep their animals healthy, but that sometimes is expensive.
It certainly can be, but today annual rabies vaccination vaccinations were being offered for only $5 a piece. The Delaware County Dog Warden and the Delaware City County Health Department teamed up with 10 vets who volunteered their time. More than 200 dogs and cats got their rabies shots at this one clinic today. Surrounding counties hold their rabies clinics. In the summer, this is one of the last in the area this year, but the low-cost vaccinations will be offered by health departments again next year. The dog days of summer may be long gone, but today was a perfect day to be a boxer. The Heart of Ohio Boxer Rescue held their annual Boxer Bash, simply an event designed to bring together boxers and their owners. And of course, it was BYOB. Bring your own boxer.
Comedy courtesy John Ivanic. Today's sunshine, however, courtesy Ben Gelber. And Ben, will we have more of the sun or more clouds this week?
Actually, we'll have probably more clouds than sun, but the bottom line is we have the best weather over the weekend, and I'll be back with at least a warm forecast for you coming up next.
Thank you, Ben. Ohio's Carrie Anderson was captive in Iran for 6 years. How much money would begin to make up for his suffering? We may soon find out.
And stunning video reminds us of the dangers firefighters face. The story behind these pictures when News Channel 4 continues.
Where news comes first, you're watching News Channel 4 at 6 with Holly Hollingsworth, John Ivanic, forewarned Storm Team meteorologist Ben Gelber with weather, and Mike Valpredo on sports.
Real-time closed captioning for News Channel 4 is provided as a public service by General Motors.
Hit the road this fall with the best finance rate of the year on select 2000 Chevy trucks during Truck Month. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on Chevy S10 and Blazer 4-door. That's up to $4,100 in finance savings on S10, up to $6,100 in finance savings on Blazer. Hurry, Truck Month ends October 31st. Get 0 APR on S10 and Blazer 4-door. See your Chevy dealer now.
What if you could be far away and still be close to everyone and everything that's important to you? If you could talk to anyone in your family the instant you thought about them? If you could have the information you need come to you when you wanted it? And you had the power to make all the pieces of your life come together more than you ever imagined. Welcome to the future. Wireless from AT&T. Your world, close at hand.
They called it the people's business. But to Pat Teaberry, it's business as usual. 77% of Ohioans support the right to sue insurers who deny medical care. But Pat Teaberry opposed it, siding instead with the insurance companies. Now, after taking $100,000 in insurance contributions, Teaberry's backing them again, opposing a prescription drug benefit under Medicare. Tell Pat Teaberry it's we the people, not we the insurance companies.
Okay, people, lunchtime. How about pizza?
Nah, the burger place.
Boring. How about tacos?
Not again.
I got coupons.
You could spend your whole lunch hour deciding where to eat.
Sushi.
Or you can spend it eating at Hometown Buffet. With over 90 items freshly prepared each day, everyone can get exactly what they want.
Chili dogs.
No.
Sushi.
No.
How about fish tacos?
Hometown Buffet. Great choice.
It's not the man in your life,
I denied that. We had sex.
but the life in your man that counts.
He was drunk. You got to be able to get it up in order to have sex.
So you can even use Viagra.
All new Judge Mathis.
Monday at 4 on NBC 4.
You're watching News Channel 4, voted Outstanding News Operation by the Ohio Associated Press. News Channel 4, where news comes first.
A man accused of killing 5 members of his family is back behind bars this evening. 28-year-old Lawrence Scott Dame surrendered peacefully after officers surrounded his car. Dame is suspected of killing his sister, her husband, and the couple's 3 young children last week, just one day after being released from jail for killing a man during a fight back in 1995. Firefighters battling both flames in a crumbling building this morning just outside of New York City. Several apartments above a store were engulfed in flames by the time fire crews arrived. At one point, the building suddenly gave way. A brick wall collapses and firefighters have to literally jump out of the way, escaping injury by just a matter of feet.
Millions of dollars may soon be given to former Mideast hostages like Ohio's Terry Anderson. The Washington Post is reporting President Clinton will sign special legislation in the next few weeks. It would reportedly let the U.S. government pay off court judgments which ex-hostages have won against the countries responsible. The U.S. would then negotiate with those countries to get the money back. Anderson would stand to be paid some $41 million for the 6.5 years he was held in Iran. An Ohio man who served in Vietnam got a chilly homecoming years ago.
But a new kind of homecoming may help make up for it. His story is still ahead.
Could the Bengals get their first win? Mike Valpredo tells us in sports.
And Ben Gelber in the Forewarned Storm Center working on his forecast. As you can see, another lovely day in central Ohio.
Imagine improving your eyesight by getting a new cornea, one that was grown in a lab. It's happening right now, and the technology could even help restore vision. Get the details tonight on News Channel 4 at 11.
How far will Applebee's go to put together our menu of American favorites? Today, we head for Texas, birthplace of Tex-Mex cooking, and inspiration for Applebee's new fire-grilled fajitas. Tender steak or chicken, sizzling in a Tex-Mex marinade of limes, zesty peppers, and spices. Served on a platter nearly the size of Texas for just $8.99. New fire-grilled fajitas, from the heart of Texas to your table. It's a taste as American as Applebee's.
I worry about my son every minute he's out of my sight, even at school. It's our job to keep our kids safe, no matter where they are. That means helping our schools enforce zero tolerance for drugs and guns, tougher sentences for anyone who sells a gun to a minor, and requiring safety locks on all handguns. Because nothing's more important than protecting our children.
Mary Ellen O'Shaughnessy, a working mom working for us.
We were with the patriots who fought and bled for these stars and stripes around the world. We are the makers of America's firearms. But now we're being bullied into a new fight with politicians and lawyers who are using your tax dollars to sue us for the acts of criminals they won't stop. Threatening our constitutional rights and what we fought so hard to preserve, America's freedom.
We all work hard and that's okay, celebrating life in every way.
To get you to the places you want to go, take a Ford Explorer. And right now, during truck season, you can get 0-9 financing and $1,500 cash back on a new Explorer. 0-9 financing and $1,500 cash back.
When you drive your Ford, there's no boundaries. When you drive your Ford, there's no boundaries.
It's truck season. See your Central Ohio Ford store today.
A fall tradition on college campuses everywhere is taking a special twist this year at the University of Cincinnati.
There's a student who's up for homecoming, King, a student who fought in Vietnam and then battled other demons on the home front. Tony now has the story of Larry Walling.
The stress of battle and the cold reception vets got when they returned home sent Larry over the edge. 30 years of substance abuse followed.
I'll just keep it, I'm a recovering person. I don't want to get in, I don't want to glorify any drugs or anything like that.
Fair enough, because Larry's been clean for over 5 years now.
But by going through that and getting help, I went through the VA, and the VA is helping me get to continue my education.
Larry's the first to tell you he didn't expect this. As a junior at the University of Cincinnati, he's on track for a Bachelor of Science degree with an emphasis on addictions. If just going to college wasn't surprise enough for Larry, what happened next? Well, that certainly was. You see, homecoming will be here at the end of the month, and no, Larry's not going to be playing in the game, but he might be here.
They nominated me here a couple months ago for Homecoming King.
Students will choose between Larry and 15 other candidates, including the captain of the football team. And even if he doesn't win, Larry's getting the royal treatment.
They do have me riding in the Homecoming Day Parade. They've got me in a '59 pink Cadillac. My wife is going to be with me. She is my queen.
It's hard to believe, but there was a time when Larry invited death.
And I really didn't care, to be honest with you. But today I'm 52, and I want to see 100.
His wife and 5 kids say thank goodness for that. So welcome back, Larry. I hope this homecoming is better than the first one.
That's a good end.
Tony Now, NBC News.
Homecoming at UC is next weekend. The announcement of who is selected as homecoming king will take place at halftime of the football game.
That is just really neat. What a great honor, whether he wins or not.
He's already a winner.
Yeah, sure is. Well, the sun is now about to set or setting on a perfect weekend.
Meteorologist Ben Gelber joins us now from the Forewarned Storm Center. And I'm sorry, Benny, about last night. I know you're a big Mets fan.
Thanks, John and Holly. Of course, I still have 6 games to go. Everyone keeps telling me that maybe, but we'll see what happens. In New York City, where the weather will not be a factor there or here, it looks like the games will go on as scheduled. And look at our weather outside now. What a delightful weekend. A little bit of haze out there, a few more clouds today. No rain on forewarned first Doppler. We did have a few sprinkles over southern Ohio earlier. And you can see the cloud pattern just to the south of us. That's where a front has stalled. But generally dry air winning out across the Ohio Valley. You can see heavier clouds off to the west of us, and they will factor in tomorrow. Temperatures are quite pleasant, though. A little cooler in the north with a cold front over northern Ohio. It's only around 60 at Cleveland and Toledo. Around our area, though, everybody in the low 70s. A mild evening, 71 Mark Twain Elementary in Westerville, and 71 outside here with a very light east breeze. Our high temperature today in the mid-70s, 75, well above average. We started the day in the mid-40s. Humidity about 10% higher than it was yesterday this time, now 45%. So officially at Port Columbus, 75 and 52, way above our normals of 62 and 41. A very mild weekend. And this evening, mild too, 66 at 7, 60 at 10 o'clock, a few high clouds, but certainly no weather problems this weekend. What a great weekend to check out the fall colors. Now we do have weather changing here soon. High pressure hanging on like a big anchor in the east, but plenty of rain just to the west of us, and that moisture is lifting north. But the jet stream diving way down into California and then going way up into Canada, scooping up some impulses out of the southwest to bring us some Gulf moisture late tomorrow into Tuesday, and that will give us a chance for showers along with this front. But on the other hand, most of this moisture will be light, and then later in the week will dry out and warm up again right back into the 70s. A comfortably cool night with temperatures in the 40s in the northeast, low 50s in the south. Clouds will be increasing during the day tomorrow, along with a threat of widely scattered showers all coming up out of the southwest. And we could get about 1/4 of an inch of rain tomorrow night. Here are your numbers then. Overnight, 51, just some high clouds. Pretty mild night. Tomorrow, 69, clouds thicken, showers late in the day. The rain will diminish early Tuesday. Then we go right back to this gorgeous weather Wednesday and Thursday, that we probably will see rain next weekend. So we have to savor this one of the best weekends of the year.
All righty, thanks, Ben. Got to get those chores done before next weekend.
I do?
Yes, you do. That's your warning.
Thanks for reminding me. Mike Valpredo and now sports. The Bengals making big news today?
And making good news today, not the bad stuff. Usually it's
that we're used to.
Right, that you're used to. This is all a surprise, because most of us would say the biggest event for football in Ohio came yesterday when the Buckeyes, of course, won in Iowa. But maybe an upstage from the program in Cincinnati this afternoon, because a win for the Bengals and a little something extra is going to steal the spotlight. They're hosting the Broncos at Paul Brown Stadium. A historic day for Corey Dillon. More on him in a second. The rookie. How about Peter Warrick? Watch him here on the reverse, and then he reverses again all the way, 74 yards. The Stripes closing in on Denver. It's 14-10. Achilles Smith replaced by Scott Mitchell in this one due to an injury. But we're going to talk about Corey Dillon running 65 yards on this one. A thing of beauty. And a 24-14 lead for the Bengals in the fourth quarter. Could they hold on? Well, that and then some. The capper, Corey Dillon, breaking the all-time single-game rushing record with this 41-yard TD run, breaking Walter Payton's 23-year-old mark. He has 278 yards in the game, breaking the all-time record. And, yes, the Bengals get their first win, 31-21. All right, a tough day for Eddie George, the AFC's leading rusher. Sprains a ligament in his right knee today in Baltimore. Taken out here in the first quarter. He did not return. His status for the upcoming weeks questionable. He'll have an MRI tomorrow, but the Titans did win the game in Baltimore 14-6. And talk about adding insult to injury. The undefeated Rams get both in Kansas City. The Chiefs running all over the world champs. And then Kurt Warner breaking his finger on his throwing hand right here. Kurt Warner now out 4 to 6 weeks. And Kansas City creams the Rams. Final score 54-34. Alrighty, the good news for the Buckeyes was the solid performance on the road yesterday. The bad news something they have absolutely no control over. On any other Saturday, if you win, you usually move up in the national rankings. Only problem is no one above the 13th ranked Buckeyes lost yesterday, so the poll's looking almost exactly the same on this Sunday. Here's the ESPN poll out this morning. Not much has changed. In fact, really nothing has changed for the Buckeyes. They're still at 13. Michigan at 15. The Boilermakers 16. Here is the AP poll. Ohio State does move up to 12 because Georgia slips to 13 after their narrow defeat of Kentucky. Purdue is 16. Michigan again is 15. The Big Ten standings, the Wolverines and Boilermakers at the top with 4-1 marks. The Buckeyes, Northwestern there, a half game back, and then Minnesota at 3-2. Indiana and Penn State are just behind that. Switching to hockey, and problems for the Blue Jackets seem very easy to figure out. The offense has been offensive. Just 5 goals in their last 4 games, but perhaps one player might be getting hot. Jeff Sanderson scored his first goal of the season last night. It's this goal in the second period and tied the game at 1. And they say about Jeff Sanderson that when he gets hot, he's hot. A very streaky player. So hopefully he keeps that streak of scoring going tonight, because the Blue Jackets are back at home. They're taking on the Detroit Red Wings, a team that many people will flock to Nationwide Arena to see. Detroit right now, pretty good record. They're 4-3. We are, of course, at 1-6, looking for our second win. The puck is going to drop tonight at 7 o'clock. Finally, Ben, turn your head. Game 2 tonight of the World Series after the Classic in the Bronx last night. The Yankees, of course, coming back to tie here in the 9th and then going on in the 12th to win. The much-anticipated rematch is tonight, though, because Roger Clemens is pitching for the Yankees and Mike Piazza for the Mets, who he beamed in the head back in July. So could be some good drama again tonight.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Yesterday, if you went to your typical home improvement store to get laminate flooring, you'd also get glue, gobs of glue. Today, with Lowe's selection of Armstrong Swiftlock, laminate flooring is a snap. Literally, each board simply locks together. No muss, no fuss, no glue, and all at guaranteed low prices. Could we make this any easier? Armstrong Swiftlock flooring, only at Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Is justice for sale in Ohio? You decide. Since 1994, Justice Alice Resnick has taken more than $750,000 from personal injury lawyers. Justice Resnick ruled in favor of trial lawyers who had contributed to her campaign nearly 70% of the time. After a union leader and big contributor complained about a ruling Resnick made, Resnick became the only justice to reverse herself in the case. Alice Resnick, is justice for sale?
Millions of viewers have fallen in love with Ed, a big city lawyer who came home for his high school dream girl. He'll do anything to win her over, including a cheesy video. And what is it with Ed and mailmen?
Ed's wife slept with a mailman. Wish mine would.
Sunday's newest hit, Ed, tonight at 8/7 Central. Then,
she fell for him.
I love you.
He fell into a coma, and his brother fell for her.
Welcome to the family.
Sandra Bullock, While You Were Sleeping, 9/8 Central, NBC tonight.
Man, that sandwich was good. Is there another one? Well, yeah, but we're saving it for Dave. I'll be right back.
When you get that craving for Wendy's bacon mushroom melt,
Why don't you stay out a few more laps? Okay.
with 3 strips of bacon and mushrooms in a cheddar cheese sauce, it's impossible to resist.
Where's that sandwich?
Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
Daryl, I hope no one ate my lunch.
And remember, Wendy's pickup windows open late, so you can eat great.
Thanks for stopping.
Even late.
In the world of compact pickups, only one truck can have the most available power. Only one can offer the most towing. Only one has the biggest standard bed. Only one offers the longest wheelbase. The interesting thing is that all these superlatives can be found on only one truck. Dodge Dakota. Dodge Dakota. Different.
Enjoy the mild evening. Temperatures in the 60s, because by this time tomorrow evening, we'll see some raindrops.
All righty. Thanks, Ben. Good night.
My parents worked hard to provide a better life for me and my sisters. My father, a machinist, my mom, a seamstress. For their hard work, they were given a paycheck and a promise. The promise was that Social Security would be there for them when they retired. As your representative,